Getting genuine farmland in Nigeria is becoming more difficult day by day. And as we all know it, there is hardly any tangible and practical farming activity you can do without farmland, particularly when you want to go into production. And many people have found themselves in court because they bought farmland with their own hard-earned money. Many people have developed hypertension. Many people have bought farmland they dare not step on to go and even say they want to cultivate it. So in order to avoid stories that touch, on today's episode, I want to share with us 5 important things we have to check, we have to pay attention to before we make payments or before we buy any farmland for our use. The number one important thing we have to check is the issue of ownership. As we all know it, majority of the farmland transaction that happens in Nigeria are usually freehold land that are usually owned by community, that are usually owned by families or communities, which are usually controlled by kings or the community chief. Now, when you are dealing with this kind of land, majority of them have no title, has never been registered. And that is why you must make sure that you are dealing with the rightful person that have ownership claim over the land. If you are dealing with a family that have ownership claim with the land, make sure you are having the attention of majority of the family. Don't go at the back and deal with one member. Deal with the family as a whole, the health of the family, and important people that will represent each section of the family. That is how to go about it. Now, when dealing with this kind of land that doesn't have any title, that doesn't have any registration, if you are buying much, you have to work with a smart and a competent surveyor for you to go and take coordinate on that kind of land and go and check with the Ministry of Land in that state to know whether that land is under government acquisition or under government special reserved area. So if the land passed through all this stage and you are dealing with the rightful people that have ownership claim over the land, you can go ahead and do transaction or go ahead with the chief. If it's a community land, make sure you are dealing with the chief. But make sure you are dealing with people that have ownership. Don't joke with this at all. The number 2 important thing, and which I would never advise anybody to go forward if you find out to be in your land dealing, is that community and boundary issue. If in your journey of searching for land takes you to a land and you find out that this particular land is on the boundary of 2 communities or is on the verge of 2 communities that are usually fighting over land, it's better for you to pack your things and go. I will not even advise anybody to buy a land on a border community. Do you get it? On a boundary that maybe part of your land would be in another community, part of your land would be in another community. Most times, this kind of land results into an unending court cases. So the best thing for you to do if you want to buy a farmland, make sure you are dealing with a particular community. Don't start buying farmland that you have to deal with community A and another community B, except you have that capacity in terms of money, in terms of connection, and in terms of strength. You have strength for Wahala. So that is that about the second important things for you to know. The third important things you have to take note whenever you are buying farmland for cultivation. Since you are buying this farm, you are buying the land for farming, you have to take note of the soil and the topography of the land. That is the most important things to you, particularly if you are using it for crop cultivation. Whereas if you are using it for maybe you want to build a poultry, you might not pay attention to soil, but still you have to pay attention to the topography. Because if you buy a land that is badly slopy for a poultry pen, you might suffer flooding and erosion, which will run into your poultry pen and do a whole lot of damage to you. So you have to pay attention to the soil, to the topography, if the land is slopy, if it's waterlogged, if it is fertile, if it is suitable for what you want to use it for. It is very, very, very important. The number 4 important item you have to pay maximum attention to is the issue of access. Make sure the land you are bargaining is a land you have access to during the rainy season or during the dry season. If you have to take bike at some point, you have to make sure, you have to bear it at the back of your mind that it will be very difficult for you to bring out commodities, your harvest. So the distance and the accessibility is something you have to take note of. You have to see it as, okay, are you okay with the distance travel before you get to your farm coming from town? Are you okay with the nature and the condition of the access road? Do you get it? Because you might end up buying a land, and at the end of the day, during harvesting, the road will not be motorable, or there is even no road at all. These are things you have to pay attention to. And the lastly but not the least is the issue of security. Make findings around that area. Is the security okay? If not, are you ready to face security challenge on your own? Nigeria as a country is battling with a whole lot of things. We have kidnappers, we have headers problem, and many people have abandoned their farmland because of all these issues. So don't go and choke your neck into another issue you would not be able to face squarely. So you have to confirm for neighboring farmers, neighboring community, the issue of Fulani herdsmen attack, kidnapper, and so many other things, so that you will not buy a land at the end of the day and you have to run for your life. You have to abandon your investment after setting up your farm. With this, I've come to the end of today's episode, and I hope you've gotten value one way or the other from today's episode. If you actually got value from this video, kindly give it a like, share with your friends so that we can further spread the message across. Thank you for your time, and see you on the next one. Shishi.